Hey y'all, done some digging and came up with a little more information on the Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Um, some of the information on the passengers are kind of vague, but I did get something on one, but I'll just go through this one here. Then we're gonna go off screen, and then I'll read something else that I found. I'm not gonna put it on the screen because where it's from, more than likely I might. Y'all know how massive Dynamic is with handing out community strikes. That's the coffee pot telling me it's turning itself off, because y'all know I'm at the break room is right on the other end of the hall behind me, and it's just wide open, so it just comes through. Sorry about that. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, see names, faces, passengers aboard. Now you can get this one I'm looking at here at the NewYorkDailyNews.com. Okay. It might be on their free part, but anyway, this is Philip Wood. Okay, he's an IBM executive, was an IBM executive. IBM really don't disclose much of what he done at IBM. I know some people, I was looking at some other stuff, and I'm not even going to say, because I went to this one. They said, well, he was part of the development of this and this and this and this. And somebody else said, no, he wasn't. That, I don't know where that story came from, because he was a part of development of this, this, and this. Then they said, no, he helped with that, but he pioneered that, and both of y'all are wrong. So I'm not even going to get into that. IBM is saying that he was one of their top execs, and I'll leave it at that. At IBM, you don't get to be a top executive at IBM by being no freaking schlub, and I'll leave it at that. And I know also in the story, because his wife even made it, and she went public, that days after that, after he died, she started getting all these strange phone calls and death threats, and people sending her strange things and pornography and you're next and all this other stuff, like days after she was done, to the point where the FBI, an FBI agent that was working with them on something else, decided to get involved, and ever since she alerted him, and I'm assuming it's a he, could be a she, it doesn't say, doesn't matter. Could have been Mulder or Scully, they both are FBI agents. And then once the FBI agent made contact with her and got involved, then all that stuff stopped. So the fibbies will make stuff stop if they want, when they want to. But it has a list of people, the people's name on here: nurse turned artist, realistic portrayal of flowers, this lady with her husband, dentist, wife of former Cellcom chief executive officer Data Muhammad Ramli Abbas, and she was traveling with her two daughters. Former wife of Cellcom chief executive officer, Cellcom CEO's wife. Scuba diving instructor, working for a foreign company, but they don't say what they is doing. Tai Chi practitioner. I'm quite sure of the bulk of these people were just along for the ride, if you know what I mean. This dude here worked for Malaysia's largest bank. Big banker. On her way back to Pennsylvania, working as an engineer at a chemical company. Just, a couple, long planned vacation, wrong plane. Migrant worker in Singapore, wrong plane. You got on the wrong plane. College professor, Shipping company, wrong plane. Farmer, wrong plane. Artist Association, wrong plane. Work for Chinese tech company, IBICN. He was in Kuala Lumpur to attend an art exhibition. Chinese tech company. Halliburton. Hey, I'm just an observer. That's all I do. Now here's one of them. Here they are. Well, actually there's 4 of them. Employee at Austin-based technology firm Freescale Semiconductor. American and you see the it's 4 of them. It's 4 of them. Okay. The other one. Freescale Semiconductor. Computer programmer. Microbiologist. I think she probably just got on the wrong plane. Look at this. Muhammad traveling on a stolen passport belonging to a 30-year-old Austrian man named Christian Kozel. He was trying to migrate to Germany where his mother lives. Wrong plane. Crime doesn't pay. The other one, Freescale Conductor. Freescale Conductor. There's a lot of them. A lot of them. I think it's 20 some of them. There another one worked for that Chinese tech company. Then a lot of them, you see I think, but 4 of them were patent holders. Were 4 of the 5 held 4 of the 5 companies' patents. Okay. And by all 4 of them being gone now, all of the patents go to Rothschild. Now, I'm going to read this part. Rothschild inherits a semiconductor patent for Freescale Semiconductors. The disappearance of 4 members of a patent and patent holders of semiconductor company Freescale Semiconductors, who were traveling on Malaysia Airlines MH370, made the famous billionaire Jacob Rothschild as the sole owner of the important patent. The mystery surrounding the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 growing each day, disappearance. We already know that. Freescale Semiconductors was making a new ARM microcontroller KL03, which is a new improvised version of an older microcontroller KL02, which probably was superseded by KL01. A U.S. technology company which had 20 senior staff on board Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 had just launched a new electronic warfare product for military radar systems in the days before the Boeing 777 went missing. Freescale Semiconductor had been developing microprocessors, sensors, and other technology for the past 50 years. Technology it creates is commonly referred to as embedded processors. I've heard of that, which, according to the firm, are standalone semiconductors that perform dedicated computing functions in electronic systems. Why were so many Freescale employees traveling together? Who knows? 20 Freescale. Okay, we already know that. 20 Freescale employees among the 239 people were mostly engineers. Okay, background, definite loss to our company. in Malaysia. Freescale's modern operations facility that manufactures and tests integrated circuits is based in Petaling Jaya. Based on the information obtained from Freescale's website, the facility began operations in 1972, covering an 8-hectare site. Wow. And is specifically designed for the manufacturing and testing of microprocessors, digital signal processors, and integrated radio frequency circuits. 8 hectares? Holy crap. That place is freaking huge. It also owns Freescale RF, which is involved in creating solutions for aerospace and defense departments listed below: battlefield communication, avionics, high frequency radar, bands L and S, missile guidance systems, electronic warfare devices, and identification systems, friend or foe, IFF. Freescale's shareholders include the Carlyle Group. I already know who that is. I ain't got to look them up. You might want to look them up. Include the Carlyle Group, a private equity investors whose past advisors has included ex-U.S. President George Bush Sr. and former British Prime Minister John Major. Carlyle's previous heavyweight clients include the Saudi Bin Laden Group, the construction firm owned by the family of Osama bin Laden. The fact that Freescale has so many highly qualified staff on board a Boeing 777 had already prompted wild. Yeah, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Why are all y'all on one plane? That makes no sense. The company says they were flying to China to improve its consumer products operations. Experts have been baffled how a large passenger jet seemed to have flown undetected and possibly beaten military radar systems for up to 6 hours. Well, when you got people that design and build high frequency radar, missile guidance, and electronic warfare jamming devices, but you're trying to figure out how a large passenger jet seemed to have flown undetected and beaten military radar systems for 6 hours. Really? Avoiding radar via cloaking technology. Think Klingon warbird. It's a Romulan warbird and Klingon bird of prey. It's bird of prey and warbird. Klingon Romulan. I'm trying to focus on this. I'm sorry. Avoiding radar via cloaking technology has long been one of the objectives of the defense industry, and Freescale has been active developing chips for military radar. On its website, the company says, and it has its own website, of course, the company says its radio frequency products meet the requirements for applications in avionics, radar, communications, missile guidance, electronic warfare, and identification, friend or foe, which is IFF. That's what we call it. Last June, it announced it was creating a team of specialists dedicated to producing radio frequency power products for the defense industry. And on March 3rd, it announced it was releasing 11 of these new gadgets for use in high frequency VHF and low band UHF radar and radio communications. The company did not respond to questions from Express Online, including, I don't know who Express Online is. That's not the site. That's not what I'm looking at. Including whether any of its missing employees had been working on the defense products. If they did, would you expect them to tell you that? It neither provided any responses to the latest bizarre conspiracy theories. Yeah, well, you know, you're going to get that. 4 days after the Flight 370 disappeared, semiconductor patent US 8671381 was approved by the US Patent Office. Patent is divided in parts of 20% between 5 starters. 4 of the 5 starters was on that plane. The fifth one is Rothschild. So you're going to put 4 of the 5 on one plane. Well, now the question is, so now it says, okay, let me go this. Although Freescale patent does exist under US 8650327 processor with programmable virtual ports, none of the names listed actually appear on the passenger manifest released by the Malaysian authorities. But maybe the names have been removed from the flight manifest, which is actually smart not to have their names on there, but still somebody know that they're getting on that plane. Somebody knew who they were. If the patent holder dies, the other owners share equal in dividends from the deceased. If 4 of the 5 patentees die, then the patentee left alive gets 100% of the patent. The remaining patent holder is the company Freescale Semiconductor. And who owns Freescale Semiconductor? Jacob Rothschild. British billionaire owns the company Blackstone, which in turn owns the company Freescale. Man, look up Blackstone, y'all. I ain't gonna do no video on Blackstone. You can look it up on your own. Which in turn owns Freescale Semiconductors. Several speculations on the internet now pay attention to this circumstance. I don't believe in coincidences. And we already know the rest. The Rothschilds are a dynasty of financiers and international bankers of German Jewish origin. The family is from the 19th century, one of the most influential families of bankers and financiers of Europe. The search continues for it. No, there ain't going to be no search. No, that's done. Okay, it's it. That's that. Thanks, folks, for listening to me on this one here. The game always wins, y'all.